Warning! We are about to give spoilers for Star Wars: The Last Jedi. If you haven't seen this movie yet, then go watch the movie. If you don't care, or you've already seen it, then please, by all means, spend the night with us. Let's see.
So, Cameron,
Yes?
when does Angel Beats get sad?
I'd say about middle of the...
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Damn! Hello everybody, welcome to Cinema Roulette. I'm Cameron, here with Justin, yeah, today's going to be very interesting because, and just so you know, yes, that slap was 100% real.
That was, I hit him
real.
about here-ish. I meant to hit his cheek.
Yeah, but it did turn out great, so...
Just a little bit. I'm sure Cameron could play a clip, but I was laughing at first, and then I realized, wait, he went down, I should probably make sure he's fine. Are you okay?
That's a good one. Woo! It was like right here.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry about that.
Woo!
I was just like, oh shit, are you okay?
So yeah, that was fun.
Also, quick explanation, because I'm telling my future self, we're going to explain why there's only 2 video ones.
Also, we're sorry, the first one was pretty incoherent. We realize that now. So
also, we're going to be in a lower tone because it's late at night and people are sleeping in this house.
So it'll force us to be a little more subdued at the
anger.
Yeah.
But this should be the last one of December. So
yeah. So
Happy New Year next year.
Yeah, Happy New Year next year.
We'll talk about it.
We'll probably be together then too. So
yeah. So it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about this movie. And the reason we're not talking about other movies was because we watched this movie on the day we were supposed to record more, and this movie, like we probably said in our review, was fucking sad.
It was a hard one to get through.
Yeah, that was an emotional grip on, just a stranglehold on the heart.
Yeah.
But this movie, and also, I need to give context for my view, we should probably give context for both our viewings on Star Wars.
Yes, and before that, I'll give us a transition. It's Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Alright, transition good. So,
I would like it as a more obvious segue, like, then segue to Star Wars title scene.
So yeah, okay, the differences on our viewings of Star Wars. So I've always been a Star Wars fan. I watched it as a kid, and I like a lot of people did, and I like the original trilogy and all that. And it was a good time. It's classic, you know. It's a great adventure movie. It's really well done. The special effects for the time are fucking fantastic, and I've always loved Star Wars. And and there are people in this world, I found out, that have not seen Star Wars, because Justin was one of those people. You can stop anytime.
I know, I thought it'd be funny for me to talk that way.
But yeah, Justin, needless to say, was not a Star Wars fan, and the thing is, I went into this movie...
Also, wait on any angry comments. I will explain myself. You can keep going.
Okay. Yeah, we'll explain ourselves. Please wait on angry comments. Give him a chance. Like, he gave this movie a chance. So
I did,
don't
purely out of spite.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
I went in this movie expecting to hate it, because movie came out, obviously Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb had pretty high scores for it. And I'm like, yeah, at first a lot of movies, like, they drop eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give how low standards I was set for myself for this movie, I got almost blackout drunk the night before. Like, the thing is, like, because it came out on, we watched it on a Wednesday, and Tuesday we do...
Oh, yeah.
And I thought it would be fun that night.
I want you to censor the podcast name.
Why?
Out of spite.
Okay. Link in the description. It's like nothing.
Link it back to the same video we're watching.
But, I thought it would be a fun idea because I had leftover wine from New Year's that day. And this, mind you, this is not like any wine. This is like festival wine, quote unquote, that was like pulled from three
Wait, this came out in December, though.
Yeah.
So you had from New Year's that year...
No. I bought it for New Year's, I think. I bought two separate ones for New Year's, and I had one, and I'm like, okay, I'll just try it, because I think I had, like, half of it left or something, or a little more, and I started drinking it. I'm like, man, I wonder what it'll be like if I just get blackout drunk on this podcast, and proceed to drink the whole fucking thing. And it was one of those slow burn ones, to where, like, I was feeling okay, and then later I was just like, oh, wow, fun.
Oh, my God. So, here we are... in the after show, wondering. Okay, so in case you're listening to this for the fucking first time,
Please continue.
Cameron is very drunk, and we just got.
Yes? Is there something you'd like to finish saying?
It's like, Bryce, we just got finished recording. I started looking at you.
So I woke up the next day with pretty much a hangover. Took some Advil and shit beforehand. I was just like, kind of just my body was in a very weird state. Like it was, it didn't feel right. It wasn't like hurting, but it was like just kind of weird. So I was kind of in an odd mindset. I go into this movie and I go into it like expecting, oh, okay, I'll just set my standards. I'll probably get some enjoyment out of it. I walked out of the theater and I was like, that was a really fucking good movie. Like, wow, what the... am I alone in this? So, I call up Justin. I'm like, dude, I need your opinion on this movie.
I say no.
And he says just no. And for the longest time, we had this little flame war going on where we were trying to convince each other, dude, just please, for me, I need your opinion.
No.
Everyone else in my fandom hates this movie. I feel like I'm alone. Help me. No.
It was straight no.
And he what was I gonna say?
I can switch over.
Yeah, you can switch over.
Because for reason of why I was saying no.
Because just so you know, he hasn't seen the originals yet,
I have not. Well, okay.
He hasn't. He
basically seen every important. If you cut out any bit that could count as filler in the originals, I've seen the originals.
Yeah, like he's seen like a million videos and like spoofs and like he basically has an idea of what they are.
Because growing up as someone when the prequels were coming out. Mm-hmm. Try to escape, and also whine again in film. Try to escape Star Wars, because you can't.
You can't. Like, oh my god, if you're anywhere near social media on May 4th or 5th, you cannot fucking escape it.
You can't escape it there. We had Star Wars The Clone Wars come out. I couldn't escape that. That was constantly advertised and talked about. Mm-hmm. The films were constantly talked about. And I get that they were big innovations. But there's a thing about getting it hammered in, everything that this is one of the greatest trilogies of all time. It's like, I don't fucking care anymore.
And again, being a Star Wars fan and not someone who's like gaga over like these movies are fucking amazing and shit. Like, I have a very unpopular opinion that I did not like Return of the Jedi. I thought it was a silly movie and very corny. Like, the first two are classics in my eyes. Like, I like those. They have problems, but they're still really good. Like, it just got silly in the third one.
But, yeah, the reason I don't like Star Wars, or the reason I avoid it a lot, is because since Star Wars happened, people have copied it, so I've seen the story done 1,000 different ways already.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't care.
Everyone's parodied it, all sketches, like, Family Guy made literally 3 movies spoofing the whole thing.
There's Spaceballs.
Spaceballs.
You can't watch any sci-fi, like, Futurama has probably referenced Star Wars 1,000 times.
Oh, like, any comedy show can and probably will reference Star Wars.
In some way, just to talk about nerd culture. I watched 1,000 episodes of Big Bang Theory. That's not true. I'm not dead inside.
How did you say that with a straight face?
Alcohol.
Okay, fair enough. Fuck that show. Shots fired. Anyway.
I did see episode 7 because you forced me to, and we weren't able to see Hateful Eight that day.
That's also true. And you ended up actually liking it.
That was fine. It was a fine action movie.
Yeah, like, it wasn't anything special, but me and Jarek were more gaga because it was the whole novelty of seeing Star Wars in theaters again, which we hadn't done since, like, 2003 when that came out.
You realized what I was talking about one time. Was it when Rogue One was coming out?
Mm.
Like, how bad the fandom was? Or was that May the 4th?
It was both, I think. I think it was when Rogue One came out, like, that was when I started to get really jaded. I'm like, okay, you guys are really... Okay, no. And then when May the 4th came out that year, that's when it happened. And when Last Jedi came out, that's when I saw it. Like, again, like, I didn't really think about it because, like, I avoided social media like the plague before Star Wars because I knew they would, like spoil the shit out of it. But literally, I went on Facebook, I think the next day or a couple days after I saw it, and it was literally every other post scrolling down like 10 pages was about Star Wars in some way. It was a meme, it was an article, it was my friends posting about it, it was something. I was just like, oh my god, I'm sorry.
The actress from Star Wars ate food today because she was in Star Wars.
It's that ridiculous. Like, I think, like, when the trailer came out, it was, like, top 10 things from the trailer. I'm like, guys, fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
and like, I don't blame him. I could see why that he hated it, but I was like, you know what, I'm mad at him, but I'll give him some time. The options there are I'll whatever. Once it dies down, I'm sure he'll be willing to watch it. But
the answer was no.
The answer was no, but he did say it out of a different reason.
Okay, then what happened was... Because I was saying no, because I just wanted to avoid Star Wars. I was getting so sick of everyone freaking out, and Disney was being like, hey, we're going to have Star Wars. We're going to have Star Wars games. We're going to have spin-off movies about shit you shouldn't care about.
And I think me laying off a bit helped too.
Yeah.
Because before that, I really jammed it in his throat, and I felt bad about it. I'm like, okay, look, I'm sorry. I know I did that. I apologize now. I realize I got too excited.
Also, I was mad because I felt like I could think of better stuff to do with the universe. Which sounds pretentious as hell, I know. But it's like, you literally talk about this galaxy far, far away, yet you keep staying in just this one storyline.
Yeah.
Is what was annoying me. Mm-hmm. And then one day, I'm in a Discord group. And this one guy is going on that it's the worst movie ever. Which... Even though I hated Star Wars, I doubted. Mm-hmm. Like, there is no way this could be worse than the prequels. And he goes on and on. It won't get to the points people hate. Like, oh, this ruined Luke's character. And I got so fed up with his stupid excuses, which, by the way, this is a guy who hates Black Panther because it's apparently racist to have one of the African stars commit a crime because they're villains. Like, because he opens on a bank robbery. I don't
it's a bank robbery because they're from...
No, I'm saying, like, I don't think we need to say we're spoiling Black Panther.
No, we don't. We're not going to say, like, oh, this happens, but it fucking practically opens with a bank robbery.
Bank robbery. And it insert racist stereotypes because they were black, even though, the people were from Africa. And they were working for the villain. If that counts as a spoiler at all, or do they say that?
The villain robs it.
Oh, the villain himself robs it.
Yeah, the villain himself robs it.
Yeah, no shit. He's black. They're from Africa.
Yeah, exactly.
And
didn't he say, like, the best character was the henchman who was clearly a fucking terrible person?
Yeah.
Like, I saw that, I'm like, wait, not that guy, right? Wait, what?
So, like, he was talking about racism in the movie and then says his favorite character is one of the two white people in it.
One of which is a spy who helps Rwanda, but the other one who's this terrible henchman. And he's clearly a piece of shit, and he said he was the best character. I'm like, wait a second.
Or I think we even got an argument of, like, where the Avengers were in a certain movie.
Yeah.
Because, that's always a plot hole brought up, like, where the fuck was the Hulk or whatever. Mm-hmm. We were talking about Iron Man 3.
Yes, that was it.
And it was like, why is no one coming to help Tony after he was clearly attacked?
Yeah.
Or going to hunt down the guy that attacked him. And he said, Tony Stark, the guy who helped form S.H.I.E.L.D., was not counted as an Avenger. It was the suit. That was his... And he was just such an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also one of those people who yelled about Battlefield 5 having women in it. Yes.
This is
This person annoyed me so much. I told Cameron right on after we talked about Star Wars 8 for a while with that guy. I was like, I want to see this movie purely out of spite of him.
No, well, and I think partially too, it's because I didn't make it clear that I wanted your opinion. I just said, please watch this with me, basically.
And by the time you made that clear, I was annoyed with you.
Yeah.
So it's like, no.
Exactly, because literally, like, I did not make that clear, I think. So, purely out of spite for this, and just because, like, literally everyone was saying this is the worst Star Wars movie ever.
Which, I'll spoil my opinion right now. If you think this is the worst Star Wars movie, you are not a Star Wars fan because you clearly have seen nothing.
Thank you. Yeah, so we'll get into Star Wars The Last Jedi, aka the worst Star Wars movie ever.
Not counting the Christmas special. Holiday special.
Holiday special. It was Earth Day, not Christmas.
No, it was Life Day.
Or Life Day, yeah.
Jeez, remember your Star Wars lore.
God, but yeah, so Star Wars The Last Jedi. So we'll start out with a bit of synopsis. This picks up basically right after Force Awakens, where the fleet is going off to fight the rebellion, and Rey goes to find Luke, and we cut to the opening scene of the movie, which is a pretty awesome and harrowing, excellent fight. And so they fight off, but they get high losses, blah, 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 blah. And then we find Finn, and if you remember last movie, he got cut by a lightsaber and was basically, like, in medic. So
yeah.
He gets better, and then they have to go through a bunch of shit. And there's 2 storylines going on. There's one
there's 3 that go on.
3 technically, yeah, but I think it's initially 2, right?
Yeah, initially 2, and then the one about the fleet kind of splits.
Yeah, well, that kind of goes into 2, because it starts off, like, with Finn and Poe trying to save the fleet, there's a big twist, they've been tracked through hyperspace, and that would never happen in the original movies. I kind of had to pause that and explain that to them. But
yeah.
They're basically following the fleet as they try and fight them off, and following Rey as she tries to convince a very jaded old Luke to help her and help the rebellion, to train her to further harness her powers.
Of just... Here's the lightsaber. He looks over like half seconds, and it's all stoic, and all of a sudden just whoop.
Because they built it up. Because he said nothing in the last movie, and just build it up, just like rolls his eyes and just walks off screen. I died laughing when I saw that. Oh. But yeah, basically that happens, and they're still trying to fight the rebellion and shit. So we'll get more into the plot as we talk about it, I think. So,
we'll give the. Well, usually we'll do a quick cover of the plot. So
basically, yeah. So they
covering.
Go ahead.
We'll go with first. We'll cover Rey's plot because this is very split until the end.
Yeah.
Rey is trying to get Luke to come help because 2 Jedi is better than 1. And she's also having an odd problem where she is mentally connected to Kylo Ren. Have fun saying Kylo Ren, everybody. And they don't know why. They'll always see each other and they keep talking. We also find out more about Luke's past through this, or of what's happened between movies.
Yeah, because he had been basically gone since the end of the events of Return of the Jedi, which happened years before this.
Well, he wasn't gone since then. It's just a bunch of time has passed since that movie.
A lot of time has passed. Like, he did a bunch of shit, but then he got exiled, and that was the whole plot of the first movie, is finding Luke Skywalker. So.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think here. So we're finding out about him. Rey is also being trained by him to understand the Force better, which, you know, someone who was clearly a Mary Sue in the 7th one, we're not going to dance around the bush there.
No, she was Mary Sue in the 7th
fair
one.
complaint.
Yeah. Like, yeah, like this was a much better told movie than I think this Force Awakens.
Yeah, they definitely toned her back on power-wise.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you could bring up the complaint of like, oh, she's weak now, yet in the last movie she was doing this.
Yeah.
Which I think they did that due to the complaint, so I don't see that as too much of a problem. But if you bring it up as a nitpick, sure, understandable. Yeah. And slowly, Rey and Kylo Ren start to sort of form a relationship of her thinking she can help him not be on the dark side.
Yeah, because there's this whole subplot going on with him and the leader Snoke, who's basically the new Emperor. Where like since he killed his dad, that he thought that would help him let go of the past, but that actually split him inside. Like part of him was happy that he did it, but part of him knows like I just fucking killed my father. And
I just killed all. I don't have dads anymore.
Yeah,
no
pretty
one's
much.
getting these references except us.
So that's why she thinks like, oh, he's still split, so we could try to appeal to the side that still feels guilty over the whole affair.
And that basically comes to a head when she, like, again, we're quickly skimming this. We'll get back to it a lot more. But she eventually lets herself be captured by Kylo Ren to try and change him, and it almost works.
It almost works, yeah.
But then he's like, we're going to let go of the past by killing all your friends. It's
Yeah.
like, no.
No. Could you do that without, except not kill my friends? No, okay, you're going with that. Okay.
Could we not?
Yeah, sorry.
I want to talk about the humor in this, but we can't yet.
Yeah, we have to describe it first, so... And I'll describe the second plot here, and then you can describe how it kind of comes together.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll cut... And that's right before we cut back to them getting together.
Before they, like, the events come back together. And, so... The B plot of this movie, while all these events with Rey and Luke are going on, is so the rebellion, again, it starts off with Poe like being a badass and destroying a dreadnought, but the problem is it got rid of practically all their bombers and wiped out more than half their fleet.
Yeah, I think they say like 70%.
Set like something like that. So they're down to the wire now. And
low on gas.
Very low on gas, yeah. So it's like, because, you know, Leia's the commander now. She's moved up in rank since a lot of the people have passed. Basically, like, Poe gets demoted because it's, you know, it's like, yeah, we killed a dreadnought, but what cost? It's like they probably have more dreadnoughts, and we just lost 70% of all the rebels left in the galaxy.
And also all the ships that could take out.
All the ships that could take out a dreadnought. So, understandably, she's pissed. And she demotes him. It's a great cut. She's just like, you're demoted.
Bitch.
And so, there's a big battle going on because Kylo Ren's split and all that, so he's bound and determined to wipe out his past because he thinks that since he split about it, getting rid of his mother will also, like, that'll get rid of any doubt in his mind and he can fully give his powers over to the dark side. And, so there's another big battle. Like, they find out that, like, they go through hyperspace. They finally, like, there's a big battle. They jump. And it's like, yay, we finally did it. Because in all the other Star Wars movies, they couldn't track you for hyperspace. Because basically, like, all the tension was like, oh, well, we're going to jump to hyperspace. Wait, the hyperspace drive doesn't work. So we have to do all this shit to fix it. And then we can jump to hyperspace. And then we'll be fine. Here, we jump, it's fine. But turns out they can track you. Because initially, like, the, I forget, Commander Hux. Hux, the pleasure to watch his overacting in this movie.
The Nazi.
Yeah, his eyes popping out of his head like, you're a scum. And so he's basically like, Snoke's mad at him, but he's like, no, we've got them on a string. We can track them through hyperspace. And they find this out. And so Snoke and the stuff, they come to attack. And Kylo Ren goes through the space battle. And he's going up to his mother's ship. She can sense that he's there. She looks up at the ship. And so he's about to pull the trigger, but then realizes, shit. And
I like momisms.
Yeah, I like momisms. But then his wingmen who had orders to kill her is like, nope, bang, and she gets jettisoned into space. And we'll talk about this more in depth later. But in a silly, silly scene, she survives it and is taken out the movie for a little bit. And
new person comes
in. I forget her name. Pink hair.
If I were to quote the Discord associate.
Yeah, associate. He's not a friend.
The SJW scumbag.
Which isn't even said in the movie. It's barely hinted at.
It's
just
only implied through a handhold.
Yeah,
and
just her general look and attitude towards people, I think.
Not even attitude towards people. The only thing you would get by calling it a Tumblist or a SJW would be she has purple hair. That's it. Like, which, this is Star Wars. We have aliens.
We have weird fucking aliens. It's not uncommon to have
It's not exactly uncommon to have, weird shit. We kind of had butt heads playing jazz.
It's basically anime rules. It's like you can have ridiculous hair in this universe. But
she's a lesbian. Yeah, if you look up an interview.
I was going to say, if you look up an interview, then yeah, but other than that, it's only implied through a handshake that she has feelings, but
wait, does that make Leia gay too?
No, because she was married to Han.
I mean, you can be bi.
True, but she was married to Han. I don't think they would have an affair.
Well, he's dead now, so
okay. Wow. You're not sorry for that one, are you?
Nope. You need to cope somehow. Just two old people.
Fair.
I'm sorry, Carrie Fisher.
I'm sorry. You were an amazing person, genuinely.
I think she would be okay with that joke, though.
Well, yeah, because she was quoted as saying, "When I die, I want to like in my eulogy say that I died like being choked by my bra topless while drowning or some shit like that."
She clearly has
She had a very self-depreciating and funny sense of humor.
Well, you do that after being in Star Wars and being
Yeah.
forced not to wear a bra because they don't wear bras in space.
If you ever get the chance, watch her roast of George Lucas. It's hilarious. But yeah. So new general steps in. Again, I feel bad that I forget her name. I would look it up, but that involved work. So. Well, it's your phone there, not mine.
That's my dad's phone.
Your dad's phone there, not mine. I don't know where mine is. I don't want to walk off screen and make it awkward.
If only we had the ability to jump cut.
Good thing I've mastered the ability of the jump cut. Vice Admiral Holdo. So, she takes command of the Starfleet in Leia's absence because she's recovering. And, so Poe obviously is like, man, what's your plan? And she's like, well, just follow me, and because he acts out of line and shit and all that. So they
She
find...
doesn't give an exact plan is the problem.
No, she doesn't give an exact plan, so Poe gets really pissed. And he's like, why don't you just fucking tell us and shit? And so in the meantime, Finn gets spooked because of all the shit that happened on Starkiller Base, which is the name of the giant planet thing. In the
Death Star 2 electric boogaloo.
Basically, Death Star 2, yeah. And
You know, they went from star to planet, and star is technically bigger.
Yeah, it's fair. But yeah, he's obviously scarred by the events that happened in the last movie, both literally and figuratively. And he tries to run away like a bitch. And so he goes down because in the opening you see an Asian person die trying to bomb the fleet.
Actually,
And-
she's the last successful one.
Or she's the last success. Yeah, because all the like bombs die because of debris and shit, and like her ship was the last one in this pretty tense and pretty heart wrenching scene. She's like sitting there dazed, and she tries to get it, and she gets the thing and like blows it up, and she goes down with the fucking ship. And
Yeah.
you see her stroking a necklace, and so he goes down and he goes to the escape pod bay, and there's a person named Rose there. And she's stroking the same necklace, so it's like, oh, it was her sister. So he tries to run away, and he tries to talk himself out. She's like, oh, you're Finn, you're a hero, and stuff. And he tries to play it off as he's trying to run away like a bitch.
Yeah, and there were these total cowards who were trying to run away. Yeah, well, who would do that?
Who would do that, right?
Who?
But
Okay, technically he's not running away. He wanted to go find Ray.
yeah, he wanted to find Ray so they could, and stuff. He's not running away, but she misconstrues it as he's trying to away because 3 people apparently tried to abandon as well.
Yeah.
So she basically tases him. And she's pulling him, and he explains, no, I'm trying to find my friends. And he explains to her that, like, wait, no, they can track us through hyperspace. I have to tell him, she's like, wait, they can track us through hyperspace?
They can track us through hyperspace.
shit.
They say it's probably
Yeah.
5 times in a row.
Yeah. And so they're both, I guess, maintenance people, so they know, like, wait, they can do this and this and this. And so
Rose's maintenance. That's
Rose's
what she
maintenance.
knows. And he's worked on the ship.
He was literally a janitor, but he knows the layout of the ship because he cleaned it. Excuse me. A little bit
I
hard.
just realized how racist it was to make the black guy the janitor.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That kind of just dawned on me too.
Well, then again, it was stormtroopers. They're Nazis.
Yeah, they're
so-
not supposed to be equal or anything. Yeah. Because, like, and that was the weird thing that people said too, because in the original movie they're clones or stuff, even in the new ones they're clones, but in this one they're like, so how's the, like, orphans working or something like that. They say in Force Awakens, so it's just people that were taken from their family and forced into slavery, so for basically, they're space Nazis, and they're more obvious space Nazis than the original fucking...
Again, like you said, the bulgy eye guy, he's clearly a
Oh
Nazi.
my god, he's so over the top, it's great, yeah. And so, let's get back to trying to describe this, so...
Yeah, we need to...
we need to wrap this up here.
Hurry this up a bit.
Yeah.
So... Oh, wait, no. You
Yeah, so they
sorry.
basically they find out that this is going on. They form a plan to go to a base and find a guy who can, because they're staying right out of the range of the Star Destroyers.
Yeah.
So they don't kill them, and they're still being picked off one by one. They're low on fuel, so they're like, okay, we'll go. We need to find a way to get onto that Star Destroyer and destroy the tracking thing and disable it for so long so we can jump and they won't be able to track us. So turns out they contact Maz, who was the person in the first movie, and she's like, oh, you can get this guy on this planet. So they go to a planet to try and find this guy Jedi get captured, shit happens, they eventually find the real one, he goes back, and he breaks them into the base, but unfortunately ends up betraying them, and they get captured and shit, and at the same time, Rey comes back, she's on the starship, and that's when the two storylines intersect here.
Yeah, basically, Kylo sides with Rey, and they kill Snoke in a pretty graphic scene.
It was we'll talk about the two later, but it was fucking graphic and awesome.
And an absolutely beautifully shot scene. But then Kylo's, like, since all this is going on,
yeah.
What is the Stormtrooper's name?
Oh, Chrome Dome?
No, not Chrome Dome. I mean the other guy who was working with Rose. What's his name?
What?
The person who's with Rose, who used to be a Stormtrooper, is now with the Rebels.
Oh, Finn.
Finn, thank you.
It's all good. I was confused. I was like, wait, there's a lot of Stormtroopers. It's weird.
I'm talking about the one who bumped his head. Finn and Rose are able to escape in all the helter-skelter.
Yeah.
That was a word. It works.
Yeah.
They're able to escape back to Starfleet and, well, the starship. And since they didn't destroy the tracking device, it turns out there's a base nearby. And they're like, there's an old rebel base. We can get there. We can hide out there and try to hold them off at least.
Yep. And then the final battle happens.
Well, they escape in pods, losing even more of the rebels, except for all the main characters who are on the same pod.
Yeah,
Convenient,
and
of course.
just enough people to hold them off and fight.
How the hell did Rey get down there again? Doesn't she steal an escape pod?
I think she steals an escape pod, yeah. No, she's on the Falcon.
Oh, yeah, she gets back on the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, because Chewie, I think, comes get her.
Chewie and the Porgs.
Yeah, Chewie and the Porgs come get her. And Finn and Rose took the Emperor's ship. Because it shows
they're almost shot to hell, but then they're like, wait, we're good guys.
Yeah, like they go down the base, they're like, well, okay, and then they reunite and all that. So they go to fight in the battle, and then Rey comes in and joins and helps.
Yeah, and and Kylo Ren calls all his fleet down. Is like, kill them all.
Yeah,
just everyone fire on that fucking base.
No quarter, no mercy. Kill them all.
So everyone's down there. Big old fight. Luke shows up to 1v1 Kylo Ren. It is also very fun to say.
It's fun to say Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren.
Which, did you realize what that was?
No.
It's a mix-up of Ben Solo.
0 out of 10 this movie. I take everything nice I said back.
That was established in the first movie.
I know, I didn't think about it.
Go on.
No, we need an intermission. Hold on. Okay.
Okay, you good, buddy?
I'm good.
Okay.
But Luke basically 1v1s Kylo Ren. And as Rey learns is on the egg. Well, a bunch of foxes came into the big base and showed that there's another way out because they thought it was only one way.
So Luke holds them off while they...
Yeah, Luke holds them off as everyone is escaping out because they're going to fucking lose if they don't. And it turns out the way is blocked, but luckily Rey is back there and lifts all the stones, showing that she has learned the Force.
She has, in fact, mastered the Force.
And then we cut back to the fight with Kylo Ren. It turns out Luke was using a hologram the entire time because there was no way he could have gone there.
Yeah, which Justin was asking these questions like, how did he get there? Wait, isn't that his old lightsaber?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, it's actually a clone. So, and he wouldn't have known the lightsaber was broken.
No, exactly. He wouldn't have known it was broken, and that's why he didn't attack Kylo Ren during the last fight.
That's why it dodges the entire time. Sadly, it was too much work on the older Luke, and he basically dies of a heart attack.
And then he fades away and becomes a Force ghost, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Which is what you see, and everyone escapes. Everyone who is still alive for the Rebels escapes on the Millennium Falcon. And then we wrap up the movie with Kylo Ren being like, I will get revenge.
And all that stuff. And then it ends on like a bunch of kids who are strong with the Force.
The kid... You see kids learning the Force as well, and also telling stories of what happened. Yeah, stories of what happened,
because word spread pretty fast. And then they look up, and like the Millennium Falcon speeds by the galaxy.
Like a shooting star.
Yeah, like a shooting star, and then it ends, yeah. And again, I had to point this out to Justin, because at the end it was a very subtle thing, which I didn't notice until the second time. Because you think he picks up a broom, but he actually puts his hand like that, and the broom comes into his hand.
a bunch of child slaves we saw earlier.
Yeah.
And he's about to clean up, and you just see it fly to his hand, and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Which, I will get to this point right now, because there's no real way to easily tie it in.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's just talk about what we liked first and stuff.
Well, no, this is sort of a mini complaint. It's like, Luke says people stop believing in the Jedi Code or that religion.
Yeah.
Yet, this is a religion where you get fucking superpowers.
Basically, like, you get force powers, like, you can lift objects and throw shit, and...
I would follow that religion. And this isn't like a normal religion where it's like, oh, there's an invisible god. No, we have physical powers. We can show you levitating shit and mind tricks.
We have physical powers, and it's about being one with the universe and like maintaining order and peace in the galaxy.
And also, we have force ghosts. We can show you there is literally an afterlife. That is fine.
Yeah, exactly. If you become a Jedi and stuff, you will become a force ghost and be able to help people. Be like, yo, you can do that.
Which, that was the one thing that bugged me, like, logically. It was like, no, people would stick with this. But
fair. Yeah.
I was like, how did a kid learn the Force, you could ask, but...
then again...
Through meditation.
Yeah, for meditation, I guess, because... Like,
or Force Ghosts.
Yeah, because the Force can be... What?
Just one of the Jedi from, like, the prequels comes into the stables where the kids are, and he's like, yo, you want to see some cool shit? Do this. Okay, center yourself with your mind. Now do this.
It's like old Obi-Wan Kenobi comes in and is like, yo, you can use the Force.
It's Samuel Jackson. Yo, motherfucker, Force powers.
Yo, what's up? I got a purple sword. You want to learn this shit?
Look at this manual. They get pamphlets.
That'd be great.
I guess that would be like my one nitpick.
Yeah, is that like, why would people stop following this?
Yeah. Well, we can talk about the one thing we hate. The dumbest fucking scene of the movie.
And Randy was like, oh, it's the dumbest scene in the whole series. No, it's the dumbest scene in the movie. There's a lot of really stupid shit in Star Wars. But this one in particular stuck out like a sore fucking thumb.
Okay, so the main deck of the fleet ship is hit, and everyone's sucked down, including Leia.
Yeah, because Kylo Ren tries to kill his mother, but yeah, that's when...
Nice.
What?
Knock you of your glasses.
Oh,
but,
thanks.
So she's freezing in space, she's dying. And then just uses force powers, stuck in this position. Not sitting, but I can't stand up because I'll be out of frame. Stuck in this position, then just goes back to the ship.
And again, like, we did this during the movie because this is all I could think of in the theater was just da-da-da, da-da-da.
I'll admit, if you hate the hell out of that scene, that is fair.
That was jarring, and like, some people here are like, oh my god, but I was almost burst out laughing. I think I had to cover my mouth. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, okay, you could have had a ship going get it. You could have had it just like, or the ship even moves closer, or she was close enough and bounces off. So, I won't even mind a force power like pushing off something, or bringing it closer then pushing off. But no, it's freeze frame. Da da da.
Like, she was clearing space for more, like, a long period of time because there was like ice starting to form on her body and shit.
Well, technically, if you don't hold your breath, you have, I think it's 5 minutes before you're dead
in the vacuum of space.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
If you hold your breath, you'll pop your lungs.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, really? If you hold your breath?
Yeah, if you try to go, like, the pressure will predict it.
I would say no one knows this for sure.
We haven't killed anyone in space yet.
That we know of.
Like, I think the only people who've been in space is NASA. I think they'd report that. It's a conspiracy, man. They killed all the astronauts. Anyone that wasn't from Ohio is dead, man.
Right? Because we have a lot of astronauts from my state for some reason.
They live in Ohio and they know they want to get as far away from here as possible.
Yeah. Everyone either becomes an astronaut or a president because we have the most presidents too.
Weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's been there for at least 2 minutes, we'll say. So fine, I'm willing to stretch belief there.
Like, yeah, but if they had like a ship come pick her up or something and she was still so happened to be alive, fine.
Okay, how far of range has Force been shown in the movies?
What do you mean?
Like, how far can the Force work?
Well, clearly, because this is a bit of a spoiler for the movie, like, Kylo Ren is on the starship pursuing the rebels, and Rey is on fuck all nowhere in space. Like,
well, that's just a mental vision of each other. I mean, force grabbing and pushing something.
not super long range.
Because she was clearly like miles away from the ship. I understand across the room or something.
Yeah, like like if you were like across a spaceship, I don't think it would work. Like you have to be at least in the same room or a little bit. I mean,
maybe 2 rooms.
I would give it 2 rooms length, probably like or the length of the gym. You could probably maybe do it.
Like a basketball
But
court.
she was like way.
She would have been yards away.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah, so that scene was just completely...
Yeah.
Also,
like,
just 100%... I know this sounds mean, and it is, but, like, if they let her die, that would have been kind of... It was dramatic enough.
Yeah, it would have been sweet. Like, it would have been awkward a little bit. Like, considering she, like, it showed her cold, dead body.
If you cut that out, like, showing the cold, dead body, like, just having it be her getting sucked out.
Her silhouette, and her getting sucked out, and then, like, her silhouette with the light, even.
Yeah,
so.
That would have been fine.
Yeah.
Because... we're probably going to kill her in the next movie. Let's not lie.
Yeah, I don't know it's mean, but let's be honest, they probably were going to, because they pulled the trigger in, like, 7, like, we're going to kill off characters you love.
Well, no, we're going to kill off the actors who are old and,
and
could die in the next couple of years.
And on top of that, Harrison Ford said he did not like playing Han Solo for some reason, so...
Well, he probably felt like it was overdone by that point. Well, yeah, that's the dumbest scene of the movie.
It was a stupid scene. Like, and even the thing that, like, even if you had to take her out of the movie for a little bit, could you have, like, the hole gets blown, or, like, she gets hit by debris and gets knocked out or something? Or hurt?
Yeah, or
she didn't even have to get sucked out into space.
Yeah, maybe even suction pushes her against the door, that's the luck.
Yeah, and someone pulls her back in or something.
Yeah, or even she realizes what's going on and runs to the door and grabs it.
Yeah. But no, I think it's like a ring that gives her a force power. It's shown, like it's a ring on her finger that lights up or something. That's why she goes like that. But she like floats down the ship, goes to a door, and they open it and get her.
Yeah.
It was stupid, but that was basically the only like super negative thing about the movie, I would say. Like, there were other problems, but that was the only thing that stuck out. Like, wow, that was stupid.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a standout problem to bring up, and I can't bring up
There really isn't much. I mean, besides, like, because it's... The other complaints that one of the main complaints is that whole side quest, that Finn and Rose Gone, is kind of pointless.
Yeah.
And they explain that, like, oh, we had this all along, that we had a hidden rebel base, and it's like, if you knew this, you told us this, not why?
Okay.
But to be fair, they, like he said, during the time that they took to do that, they could have just been like, oh wait, we scanned this area, there's a rebel base there, let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. Excuses you can make up. Afraid of a spy still being with them and wanting not to report back to the...
Fair too.
That's one excuse I literally just
Because I don't think they literally... I think Rose and Finn are the ones who figure out how they track them through hyperspace. Because you could have someone saying, hey, yo, we're jumping here.
Yeah. 2. She... Like you said, they could have scanned it later. Like, because Poe sends them out when she's just getting in there trying to figure shit out. And I don't think they had a way of contacting Poe until
the very end when they were there,
they didn't have like walkie-talkies or a phone or something to call them up. So once they were gone, there's no really stopping them.
Yeah, or even if you were like, well, they clearly knew before that time. Like, even if you did pull that one, like,
yes, they should have told Poe the plan before. Well, once they figure out the plan, but I really not that mad about it.
No, because again, that was why I told you, like, yeah, it does feel kind of pointless, and they kind of made it a little worse, because they brought the guy that ended up betraying them, and he told them that they were planning to go on the planet. But at the same time, it's just like, the characters didn't know that. So it's logical that they would try to help the fleet. That's literally, they're trapped through hyperspace, down to barely any people, no fuel. Of course we're going to try and save them.
And also... Space Vegas was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, like it starts off a little bit slow, but once it gets going, it was a really interesting and fun side plot. Like,
yeah, it was a nice little bit of world building.
Plus, it had like the little background to Rose as well. So they had a lot of social commentary there too. Like,
why would there be people like making money off of terrible things?
Yeah, wow, it's nothing there.
I'm not gonna get too political here. Don't worry. But yeah, again, if you want to say that plot was pointless, again, fair, fine. That's a... but by no means does that make it a terrible movie.
Yeah, no, because the rest of it is very enjoyable. And like a lot of complaints said, like, oh well, I wanted to see more of Rey and Luke. It kept cutting to them too much or something. I'm like, really?
Did anyone actually say that?
Yeah, there were a lot of people who said that. I think
They know how A/B plot works, right?
The Nostalgia Critic said that in his spoof review. He was like, "Oh well, I don't care about these characters. It's like I want to see more of Rey and Luke."
Wait, he used that as a point, really?
Yes, he did.
Okay, for anyone who has literally never watched a TV show in their life or a movie with two plots going on, you have an A and B plot, and you usually take a moment to cut. You find a good cliffhanger for A plot, and then you cut to B plot until you hit a cliffhanger, and then you go back to A plot.
Yeah, and you have them like be somewhat tangible until the end when they come together.
Yeah, or they never come together sometimes for TV.
Exactly, or never come together because next season it might happen or something.
Yeah, or you're getting near the final and two people are split, and you're going to wait till part 2 to have them come together.
Have them come together. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how storytelling works.
Exactly, because focusing on one thing for too long would probably get boring, and you want to keep up the pace, and they want to keep up the pace because this is a long movie. This is a 2.5 hour movie, but it didn't really feel like it.
And also, it gives you the idea of time passing in a way.
Yes. Like, literally, Rey's there for a lot longer time, but...
Yeah, and Luke clearly doesn't want to talk to her.
Exactly.
So it gives you the idea of the silence she may have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it's either that, or we stay there and hear Chewie go for like 6 hours. I'm really happy they didn't show too much of Chewie, honestly.
Same, honestly. Yeah, they did dial back a bit on that, so...
Well, it's not like he has much to say.
No, he doesn't, yeah.
He was just comic relief with the Pogs, which are
the Porgs,
anything we can all agree on, the Porgs are the cutest.
They're adorable. Even if they were blatantly made for toys, they're adorable.
They are guinea pig penguins.
They're penguins that are guinea pigs.
That fly.
Yeah, they're great.
If you're mad about those, you're dumb.
Yes.
Everyone is free to their opinion. You're wrong, though, if you hate porgs.
They're adorable. They're great.
Porgs.
Porgs, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I want to talk about let's go to the movie, but I feel like we have to bring up fans...
We'll bring up that, I was going to say, I want to talk about
I don't think I should do this for fans. Sorry for that.
Yeah, because people who are real fans at least. But...
Okay, and also the reason for calling people who dislike this movie out, there is, in case you don't know, there is a fundraiser to remake the movie.
Yeah.
That has, I think almost, at time of recording now,
it was like 300 million.
It was getting near 400 million.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's like, people... Okay, if you dislike this movie, fine. But this movie was so disliked by the fan base, and people gave so much outcry, that there was people who literally raised almost $400 million.
At time of recording.
At this time. There could be more when this is released, and probably will be, considering how bad my schedule is. But...
Well, this is being released in December.
Yeah, fair.
We're in July.
We have a plan for this, so... Watch, it'll be like New Year's Day.
You do that, I'll slap you again.
Okay, fair enough. But
twice.
No.
We're going to recreate the Archer slaps of BAM!
But, almost $400 million at the time of the recording, and they're just sitting on it.
Yeah, because they have no backers or anything. And
here's the thing, there are two good points to bring up about that. First and foremost, the ethical implications, because the people tweeted this out, and Frank Oz, who is the Muppeteer and voice of Yoda, just tweeted, really? There are so many other issues going on with the world. People starving, there's all this shit going on, and you're raising $300 million to make a movie? Really?
Remake a movie that, I'm going to say now, again, as a final word, is not bad.
No. It's a solid movie. Like, it's nothing like from a Star Wars fan, I loved it. But for the average moviegoer, which is why I want your opinion, it's a good movie.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It was solid, this is a movie where someone was like, hey, I want to see this. Like, you should watch it.
Yeah.
It's not something I'm going to scream to the heavens about, this is the best Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
This one. No, it's like...
No.
If you want a solid sci-fi movie, you watch it.
Solid sci-fi movie with great action and fun characters.
I wouldn't even say, the action, even though it happen, there's very few fights.
Yeah, like
There's
it's
a lot
more
of-
build up, but when the fights do happen, they're freaking awesome.
There's a lot of character building.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Luke.
I know you do, but okay, finish up the fan thing first.
That's why I really feel we need to keep comparing it to what
Yes.
fans said rather than going, I guess, by our usual.
You used to like, oh, fans say this. Like we have
No, I meant usual pattern.
Yeah, like we're gonna explain
We have bad
why.
flow, I admit.
What?
We have bad flow in these podcasts,
It's-
I'll admit. We're getting...
This one's better. It's fine.
This one is far better
It's
than
fine.
Nice Guys.
I think we're being good. Do you think we're being good? Comment now. Okay.
Like, subscribe. No, we're gonna get a bunch of dislikes because we enjoyed a movie.
Yeah, right.
And again, here, I think this is a point I usually like to say with opinions.
Mm-hmm.
I feel every opinion can be valid.
Yeah.
It's when someone brings up a counterpoint to you, if you go, no, you're wrong, your opinion is becoming less and less valid.
Yeah.
Like, if you say, I didn't like Luke as a character. Okay, I will get to it in a sec.
Yeah.
I thought he grew really well
Yeah.
because of this.
Well,
No,
people
you're wrong.
Yeah. Well, people are like, no, they ruined this character. You're wrong.
No, you're wrong. That you can make an argument on why you didn't like this.
Yeah. And like, okay, I know people probably bitch like, oh, well, you didn't see the original, so how do you know? Okay, it's the basic hero story. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
Luke is your stereotypical wide-eyed young adventurous protagonist who goes through terrible shit and eventually becomes a great Jedi. And it's your stereotypical hero arc. It's fun. Then something happens. He gets his butt kicked, finds out revelations, and conquers over evil through the power of love or whatever.
Power of love and swords that can cut through anything.
Cut through anything. Yeah, he's your basic hero protagonist. He's nothing like special. In fact, he has more character in this movie, I would argue, than the other original movies. Honestly.
Excuse me, are you forgetting the holiday special? That had great development for
Where
him.
Luke had odd makeup that made him look like a woman.
He was practicing for Joker.
Yes, you're right. But so yeah, but it's when fans start either saying, like, when people start bringing up valid points, they're saying, no, you're wrong, I'm right. Or when they start actually hurting people, like, and getting borderline, like, unethical, like raising $300 million and just sitting on it. That's when you gotta go, okay, guys.
Yeah, or forcing stars off. Like, the actress who played Rose was apparently bullied off of Instagram.
Yeah.
And so was Rey, I think.
I think Rey was too, yeah, because like they started to bully the actors, and directors like Christopher McQuarrie, who directed all the Mission Impossible movies, actually basically said he wouldn't do it just because of the backlash he would possibly face. It's like when you're actually hurting the people who put effort and time in this movie, and just hurting people in general. Honestly, it's just that's when it becomes kind of just wrong to me.
Yeah, because even going back to Drive, like our first podcast, when we were talking about movies where people clearly care, even though this is a big franchise film, there is clearly effort put in. There's people who give a shit.
Like, that's the thing. Like, I was really worried when Force Awakens was first announced, but I was like, okay, cool. They're doing this for fans. You know, there's a lot of fan service emails. This is still really good and really fun and enjoyable. And then with Last Jedi, I was blown away. I'm like, wow, they actually care and are putting time and effort. And Rian Johnson, who's the director, if you listen to any of his commentaries and stuff, like, he clearly loves Star Wars. He clearly cared. He was the perfect director for this because he clearly cared about the franchise and where it was heading. Like, and he wanted to take what was established and evolve it into something that was still Star Wars, but felt original and felt like it was going in a new and different direction.
Yeah.
Which is, again, I think that's the only reason not some people are like, oh, it's different.
It's different.
Man, it's evolving as a franchise and movie and not doing the same old shit over again. Wow, boo fucking who.
Also, if you want to know what happens when you play Star Wars safe, look at the Solo box office numbers.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have this movie that actually took risks and took it to different like, not really dark places, but, like, different...
I don't know, there's some heavy topics.
Yeah, like, there's some different dark places and, like actual, like, emotional, like, journeys and stuff, and then they release a movie that plays it 100% safe, like the most generic heist movie ever, and it bombs even...
I don't know, it wasn't Monument Men.
Fair. And it bombs, but Monument Men didn't bomb in China.
Well, that's because you gotta look at George Clooney.
Also fair.
Star Wars with George Clooney. No, he probably wouldn't do it.
No.
He knows not to do
Yeah.
franchises for money.
Which again, this is kind of a side thing and off topic, but Monuments Men was basically Ocean's 11 World War II.
I still need to watch Ocean's
You do,
11,
because
actually.
I watch this, I'm like, wait, this is just Ocean's 11 versus, or it's Frank Ocean versus the Nazis.
Actually, we shouldn't go off too far because this is
Yeah.
already getting pretty long.
I know. I expect it to go on long.
Yeah.
This will be a longer one than usual, probly, but
It's the final one, so...
It was just like George Clooney putting together a team to steal a bunch of stuff, one of which includes Matt Damon, who's also in Ocean's 11.
Wasn't Brad Pitt in that movie?
I think he was, and he was also in Ocean's 11.
God damn it.
And then Brad Pitt was also in Fury that year, another war movie. But this is beside the point. Let's get back on topic.
Okay. Let's move to Luke. Can we talk about Luke now?
Yeah, we can talk about Luke now. So another huge complaint is that they ruined Luke's character.
That's the number one complaint I hear.
Number one complaint. And it's like, oh, well, he doesn't have any reason to be acting out of character and being all grumpy.
Okay, hold on. Episode 7 is clearly established.
Mm-hmm.
It's said out loud that Kylo Ren became what Luke feared most, which was an exact repeat of his father, basically.
Yes. He basically had failed him, and yeah.
And not only that, was Han Solo's son and his sister's
Yeah, his
son.
sister, it was his Han Solo's son, his best friend and his wife's son, or his sister's son.
So clearly, this man has had a pretty bad time between movies.
Yeah, because he already went through all the shit with Vader, and Leia convinced him to build a new Jedi Order, and this is briefly shown in flashbacks, but he trains a bunch of Jedi, but then Kylo Ren, who's clear with the Force, or not he's heavy with the Force, but he didn't choose a side yet, but Luke...
He felt heavily with the dark side.
Yeah, he fell heavily with the dark side, and Luke basically failed him, because there's several flashbacks that are told...
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that, but... Okay.
But basically...
Kylo Ren burns down the place, kills all the people, and he feels guilty and responsible over it.
Yeah.
He admits that he probably let his hubris get to him. It was
he even says, too, when Rey is trying to convince him to at least even talk to her, it's like... Why do you think I put myself somewhere so hard to find?
Why do you think I put myself on the very edge of the galaxy and hard to find? Exactly.
I'm not... Because she's like, oh, please come back with me. Why do you think I'm here?
Yeah, why do you think I came here in the first place? I came to this island to die.
Yeah, which they put that at the beginning of the movie, so you know this is a man who has become bitter in some way.
He's become very bitter because he feels responsible, and like I said, he lets hubris get to him because he's like, it was because I was Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master, the symbol, and yet I let this shit happen to a person I was tutoring that was, again, my sister and my best friend's son. Yeah. So he has reason to be bitter and jaded.
Yeah. And I'm
he feels personally responsible for creating Kylo Ren.
Yeah. And I'm also sure someone would bring up, but they completely beat him. They ruin him also by having that one scene where he drinks from the weird alien's nipple. You guys realize that's a joke, right? It's supposed to be disgusting.
One, it was a joke, and two, he was a farmer. Don't forget.
Oh yeah, he was.
He was a farmer in the middle of the desert. There's a scene where
He is a space ninja.
Yeah, he is. There's a scene in the original where he's drinking the same milk out of a glass. It's like green milk.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, where he's talking with his parents. Yeah, he hasn't seen it, but yeah, in the original established, he's just a farmer.
Oh, that's a good callback then too.
Yeah, so it makes sense that he would be drinking from a space cow. I'm sorry.
No, I need a moment to realize the fans are dumb. That's such a that is actually a really clever comeback. Yeah! Callback, and then... No, people say this movie's terrible.
Right? Again!
I'd like to say an in-joke real quick. We've been playing through Borderlands 2, the prequel, which a lot of fans there hate it too. And anytime we laugh at the game or have a good time, we go, remember this game's bad.
Yeah, remember this game's bad.
I think I was doing that too with this movie. Yeah. It's like, anytime there was an awesome scene, it's like, remember this movie's terrible.
Remember this is the worst Star Wars movie ever.
And I tried to go in narrow-minded to... not narrow.
Well, with an open mind.
Neutral.
Yeah, neutral.
Into this film. I think I was trying to like it. Mm-hmm. I'll give that fair. But if it didn't deserve it, it would have killed my expectations faster.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that.
And you said you ended up enjoying it, actually.
Yeah, that was a fine movie.
And there's one scene where, like, Rose is on the back of a camel, and he was like, stop having fun, stop enjoying this, And he's like, that was me, and the fans are behind me.
Yeah, because Finn's behind her, just go, stop enjoying this, stop having fun. It's like, no, this is fine.
Yeah, this is fine again.
But,
go on. More about Luke.
Back to Luke. He's clearly bitter about this because he fucking failed. He did everything again.
Yeah, he basically felt like, man, because he feels personally responsible for creating Kylo Ren, which in turn is responsible for creating the New Order. So
yeah,
and the First Order. Yeah.
With that, I have to ask, what were you expecting? Because this was set up in the first movie of this trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And were you just expecting him to be found and be like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll go help save the world? No.
Exactly. Like, there's the thing. Like, what did you think he would do? Again, clearly he says that he left himself there, but, like, they had to spend an entire movie trying to piece together the map that Luke purposely hid and deciphered.
And then he even finds out the one he caused to turn to the dark side killed his best friend.
Yeah, he finds out. Exactly. He has reason not to want to do this.
He is bitter and hides away because he doesn't want to deal with what he caused.
Yeah, he feels guilty.
He's he's fearful. Guess what? He's a fucking person.
Yeah, he's a human being. Exactly. But no, he's so happy-go-lucky adventurous. Well, yeah, what would this do to you?
Yeah, it's a human reaction. It's actually really nice to kind of see that.
Yeah, it's nice to have Luke be humanized and admit that he was full of himself. So
it would have been worse if he was what the fans wanted.
It would have been way worse. Yeah, exactly. But no, it's like he goes through all this shit, but then again, by the end of the movie, he ends up being a symbol of hope.
Yeah, because one of the main motifs of the film is forget the past. While you should remember it and you should learn from it, you shouldn't let it hold you back.
You shouldn't dwell on the past. Yeah, and there's this really powerful and poignant scene where Yoda makes a cameo as a Force ghost, and like Luke's about to go burn the Jedi books because he's like, oh, Jedi's over and stuff.
Well, because he thinks Rey has turned to the dark side and has joined Kylo.
Yeah, he thinks that since she's trying to turn Kylo, he's going to lose her again and this is all going to repeat. And he's like, yeah, okay, Jedi's over. And he's about to burn. He's like, I can't. But then Yoda just brings out a lightning bolt and just burns anyway. He's like, so it's time for the Jedi to end, actually? And he's like, no. He's like, basically, he's like, he's like, oh, Skywalker, I've missed you. It's like, he's just like you to hold on to the past. It's like, she doesn't have, what is written in the books is not anything she doesn't already know in her heart, basically, and it's a really powerful message.
Even though the books were saved as well, which I'm pretty sure was why Yoda was a dick.
Yeah, that's why it was smiling. It's like, burn it. Yeah, it's safe. Rape took him.
It sounded like you said rape took him.
Sorry. So,
but. Which I also find funny that the message is forget the past, and the reason fans hate it is because they can't let go of the past.
Because they can't let go of that. It's like, yeah, you see why the fans hate this.
What do you mean I have to grow up?
Yeah, what do you mean you have to let go of the past? Yeah. I love how he takes it, like, Jeb books too. He's like, page turners, they were not.
It's like, these were boring religious books.
Yeah. It's like she already knows it in her heart what was basically written. So.
But yeah, I literally saw nothing bad done with Luke, and by the end of the it's even admitted too that Kylo Ren may have not turned to the dark side if Luke didn't let his emotions get to him and tried to kill him.
Exactly, because
that's what it turns out. It wasn't that he was already on the dark side. It was Luke was scared and got ahead of himself and tried to kill him.
And there's this subplot too with Rey where, again, like, because she was trying to find her parents, and that's the thing that, like, Snoke eventually ends up preying on, and that the dark side ends up preying on, is that, like, and she has a scene where she's meditating with Luke, and she sees all the different force, like, it's explained the force is like the force between everything, life, death, and causing balance in the universe, and there's this big giant fuck you hole down in the island. And he's like, yeah, because there's great light on this island, there's also great darkness to balance it out. And she goes right for the hole. Let me think here. I forget where I was going with this. What'd you say before this?
Sorry, what?
What'd you say before this?
I don't
God damn it.
Shit. Sorry.
Something about Luke's character. Oh yeah, it was leading up. Hold on.
His hubris.
His hubris, yeah. But like he. Oh, I remember where I was going with it. But she gets sucked in there because she's vibrating. She like cracks the rock and shit. And he's like, yeah, I saw this power with Ben. It didn't scare me then, but it scares me now.
Yeah, he's almost stops training her because he is afraid she will turn to the dark side,
Yeah.
and everything will just continue.
And that's why, like we were explaining to you, yeah, that's why like she goes off because he thinks he lost her. And yeah, that's, yeah.
But she thinks she can actually help Kylo.
Yeah.
Or should I just call him Ben?
Just call him Ben if you want.
Ben.
Yeah,
Just
Ben.
call him Ben.
Sounds less awesome that way.
Benedict Snickersnoodle.
But go on.
I don't know where I was going. I didn't really have anywhere to go. I was
Okay.
just making sure to call him Ben.
Yeah.
Ben.
But yeah, that's basically the stuff with Luke that we wanted to talk about. I'm trying to think.
Well,
what else.
also, what was Luke by the end of episode 6?
Yeah.
He was a symbol of hope who was basically this praised being, a chosen one. What is he by the end? He's a redeemed
He's a
chosen
redeemed chosen one. He's a redeemed symbol of hope because they say too at the beginning, like, oh, you purposefully just separated yourself from the Force, like you didn't train or anything, and you let yourself grow weak. Because when she was meditating, she was like, oh, I didn't see you there. But
I think
then,
that's why he says why he was hiding.
That's why he says he was hiding and explains that to her. But then, like, he finds his powers and stuff and redoes it, and he sees Leia and all that. But yeah, so.
Also, I fucking find Mark Hamill hilarious.
Oh, he's great in this. Like, I think this was his first big live action role in a while.
Yeah, I know. Like, he's mostly just been doing Joker,
Like,
honestly.
he's been doing Joker and a bunch of side roles. Like, he did the side role in Kingsman and stuff like that. He's in a couple of, but this is his first, like, main character, big acting role, live action in a long time. And let's talk about the humor while we're on this.
Yeah, because even though there is all that great stuff, serious stuff with Luke, you gotta also make sure to make someone human by making them funny.
Yeah.
And I mean that in the sense of, if a character doesn't have a sense of humor, they become very boring very fast.
Yeah.
Which is why Scarlett Johansson is pretty terrible in most action movies.
But yeah,
I'm Scarlett Johansson. I'm Luke Skywalker.
Pretty much. But no, yeah, he has this very sarcastic sense of humor. Like, he's basically a jaded old man, and he's very sarcastic, and it's great. Like, she ends up destroying, like, one of the side things because she fires her blaster at Ben thinking to kill him, and she's like, I don't think they like him. He's like, yeah, I wonder why.
Oh yeah, because the maids on the nuns.
The lizard nuns.
Lizard nuns. Space lizard nuns.
Space lizard nuns, of course.
The third.
Yeah. But yeah, there's one scene where like he's like, "Oh yes, feel it, and now reach out." And she goes like this instead of reaching out with her heart. And
you could just
see him like roll his eyes, like, and then he like has the thing in his hand. He's like, "Oh well, wait a minute. Ooh, you feel that? Oh yeah, it's force. You must be strong." Then whack,
smacks her in.
She's just like, "Oh, you meant to reach out," and
yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Or even when he's dodging Ben in the final fight.
Oh, there's like a scene where like Ben sees Skywalker come out and it's all epic. He's like, fire, fire, fire! And, like all this shit goes down. And, like everything is firing on this one position. Like there's big dust, basically mushroom cloud. And Alex is like, you think you got him? And Luke comes out and just, it's great. It's like so cocky. It's great.
Actually, that's a good way to describe most of the criticism thrown.
Yeah.
At the film is just like,
basically just. Yeah, there was some really good humor, like in the banter between like Finn and Rose, and just all the characters together had a really good chemistry.
Yeah, a good way of bouncing off each other, and there was never a moment where the humor went so far to completely ruin the tone.
Because that was one of my friends, is like, oh, it wasn't serious enough, but I was like, really? I thought it was balanced great. So
okay, did you not just hear how we were talking about Luke a second ago?
Yeah, exactly. That's
a pretty serious
heavy
tone.
Stuff. Yeah, but yeah, they balance it out really. There's nothing where the humor feels really out of place. So.
Yeah, it's usually a nice. There's never a moment where it's like, oh my god, shut up. It's more of a good way to pull away from the tension. It's like, okay, whew.
Exactly, because it deals with some heavy themes, so you have to offset that a bit with a bit of humor. So.
And I don't know. Yeah, I think actually I was trying to think like who had more humor. Was it the A plot or B plot? But I think they're both pretty balanced.
They both have pretty balanced humor. They've had some pretty good lines. So
I think maybe Rose and Finn have a bit more humor.
Yeah, like
thrown in there.
they have great chemistry between each other where they're talking and like stuff happens, like the stop having fun scene or something.
Yeah. Also, just one criticism because there's no real way to talk about it without it being stupid. Cutting out all of the women of the film is dumb.
Did people
You're
really
dumb.
say that?
Yeah, the men is.
Ugh.
Which I'm not counting those as fans. I'm not going to compare them to the fans.
No.
They're idiots.
Exactly. Literally, women played most of the key roles in this. All of the key roles, arguably. There was Rey, there was Rose, there was Leia, and there was General Holdo. Or Vice Admiral Holdo, sorry.
You mean the tumblers?
The tumblers there.
But Rose was just to make the SJWs happy, or because, they thought the actress was good for the role.
Thought she was good for the role. So.
Because she did a good job.
Yeah, not because she was Asian or anything. She just did a good job with the role.
Yeah, hold on, sorry. Something's in my eye.
But yeah, that was good, and the action scenes were awesome.
Oh, yeah. Just talking on positive without having to go into fans, because I don't think anyone... Did you ever hear complaints on the action scenes?
No.
Okay. Like that scene with Kylo Ren and Rey
The
fight.
throne room fight was rad.
You get the curtain, the red curtain burning up.
Yeah, like
behind
it's
them.
just basically like it's like this very well shot like John Wick action where like all this shit's going down and they're like fighting each other and there's this like whip lightsaber and these like they're space samurai. I don't call them space ninjas because it's explained you want them to be more like samurai because it's like why would they fight if their leader's dead? Because they were loyal to him. Yeah. So they were samurai. They had like all these like whips and these weapons that like broke apart, but there's part where he like takes one of the weapons, flings it into the word, and it starts burning around them as they're fighting.
Oh, it's so
fucking rad.
It's beautifully shot.
It is. Like, and the part leading up to the scene, Snoke's death is fucking brutal.
Yeah, because Snoke is thinking, and there is one plot hole you could bring up, where it's like, Snoke says he's all-powerful.
And he's always knowing what Kylo Ren's doing and stuff.
Yeah, he's clearly focused. But I think he got caught up in his own ego.
Hubris.
Yeah,
which is, again, the scene off-puts Luke.
Because he's like, I have Kylo Ren like a bitch.
Yeah,
he's going to kill Rey. I'm going to have the most powerful Jedi in the world, and everyone's fucked.
Exactly. He's just like, oh, I'm untouchable. I'm the fuck. He even looks kind of like Hugh Hefner with the gold thing, and him just kind of like that.
And he took Rey's lightsaber earlier, and it's slowly turning.
Yeah, because he's tricking him in the mind, because he's like, oh, yes, you have the lightsaber, because he puts ray guns, or he's like, oh, you're going to open it and strike down your true enemy. Then he ignites the lightsaber through him, and Rey pulls it with the Force.
No, it was Ben pulls it.
Or Ben pulls it with the Force, just shoom, and in the background you just see half his body just fall apart. I was like, Jesus Christ.
It's like, that was... And I'm sure some people would say, like, oh, it's kind of lame that they took the Emperor and just
killed him. Like, some people are like, oh, who is this asshole? But I thought that was kind of cool. That, like,
yeah, that was kind of rad. Like,
and it gives Kylo more, like, motivation, too.
And also that gives you a bit of hope, like, oh, Kylo Ren could be good.
Yeah, like, he's basically his own master now. He's broken free of Snoke's...
But then it turns out he's his own master.
Exactly, which is, again, brings more conflict and issues to it. So, but yeah, the throne fight was fucking brutal and shit. Like, the one guy thrown to a shredder and, like, red shit pops up.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, Jesus Christ, that was awesome.
The opening ship battle was cool.
The ship battle was cool. The final...
It's kind of funny. Like, when domino effects with all the shrapnel.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, that would happen. I thought that was fine, because I was like, yeah, that would happen when you're shooting and debris flying around.
Well, yeah, because all the bombs, they have, like, buildings on the bottom of them stacked to the brim with
like
two layers.
Rows of bombs, walls of bombs.
Yeah, and then just one thing of debris, boom, you're fucked.
Yeah, it's because they're bombs. They're active bombs.
Yeah. So I was fine with that.
Yeah. The ending, like, ship battle, like, visually, because they're on this planet that's made of salt.
But below it is, like, red.
Yeah, so, like, they have these ships that kind of, like, glide on it, and they have these things that come down, and behind them it's just, like, looks like red smoke coming.
Yeah, the red smoke coming, which looks really red. And you see, like, the trails stay, and it gets more and more red as the
by the end, it's just, like, red. It's just, like, if this was blood, this would be terrifying. I think
that's what I thought. No, because one of the generals walks out as one of the First Order troops says, salt.
Yeah.
But I thought he had
He
blood,
had blood
on
on
his
him.
boots.
Yeah, he's like, he had blood. I'm like, no, wait, they explained that. So
It's the saw. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Also, I remember the guy who directed Rogue One had a cameo in that one scene.
Oh yeah, he's one of the soldiers.
Yeah, and he directed Rogue One, but he was also the director of Godzilla. Do you think
Go,
it was?
go, Godzilla.
Do you think it was coincidence they put him in the last 20 minutes in the movie?
I'm going to say yes, but I won't doubt it if that was
Yeah.
a punch at him.
Right? Because again, Rogue One was good in the last 2/3 at least. So
He's almost had a full
he
good
almost
movie.
had a full good movie. Hopefully, with his next one, he'll actually have it interesting the whole way through.
So much.
But yeah, and the battle between Luke and Kylo Ren is like shot like something out of an anime or something. It looks gorgeous.
Anime.
It like has the ships behind as they're silhouetted in the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
It cuts to like a lower angle with dust blowing by as they're here. I'm like, that just looks rad.
So cool.
Yeah. And I think it was during the initial throne room battle before when they cut back before they cut back to the fleet and then they cut back to the throne room battle where you're like, why did people like this hate this movie again?
Yeah, I was like, even if you're gonna say you don't like this movie, the fight scenes make it at least an average film.
Yeah. It's like even if you don't agree with the characters and that when even if that was poor, the action scenes were fucking rad.
Oh, going quickly back to humor, I love the joke where Rey is seeing Kylo Ren and he's shirtless and she's like, "Can you please put his shirt on?" He just stands there.
Yeah, he's just like,
nope. You want to get shirtless too, babe?
Oh, he totally could have been cocky. I wouldn't put it past him to do that.
No, I don't think he has that much
No.
an ego in that sense.
Yeah. But
Also, the beautiful shots, like the running away from the casino on the horses,
Yeah.
when they're in the moonlight.
the moonlight and shit, yeah. The cinematography, it's the best shot Star Wars movie by far. It's gorgeous to look at.
Even and perfect segue there. I want to talk about Rose because everyone complained about her.
Okay, here we go.
Well, not everyone.
Well, a lot of there were more complaints than me.
It was like, for some
Yeah.
reason, I honestly don't get why. I guess we can talk about both the new female characters of what is the general's name? The person who replaces Layla.
What?
Leia, the new captain.
The other one,
Holdo and Rose. Because I'm going off of the one person here. I will not say all fans have said this specifically.
Yeah,
But,
so you're talking about like General Holdo, the Leia's right-hand person, and Rose.
and Rose,
Okay.
because they were SJW. And this is also going to turn to a tangent about media right now,
Yeah.
it seems. Because we're trying to get more diverse.
Yeah.
That's
And rightfully so.
rightfully so. And there are clear ones where it's like, oh, we're you can tell when something is, yeah, see, we're diverse. Like
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson is playing a transgender fat man in a movie.
For some reason.
Because we can't
yeah.
just find someone who's an actor and transgender.
Yeah. Well, it's like, yeah, there are obvious ones where they're obviously like, oh, look, it's this minority. We're diverse, right?
Yeah, but here, it's hardly played up.
Yeah.
First off, with Holdo, the whole big... I don't even...
She's lesbian and she's an SJW.
I just get tired even thinking of it. It's
Yeah.
like, she's a lesbian, it's so SJ... She has pink hair, it's so SJW. She's fine.
Yeah.
She's hardly in the film.
She's hardly in the film, and again, she goes out on a pretty high note.
Yeah,
Like, she sacrifices herself to save everybody.
Yeah. And if this was a movie that was doing that just to get SJWs into the seat,
Yeah.
they would play that up more.
But yeah, it's hardly even mentioned.
Yeah,
Like,
they will have her hold like when stuff's going bad, have her hold hands with another woman and then
Yeah.
say that they're lovers. You know,
Like
that's
in-
when you can tell someone is
Yeah.
playing it up when they have to mention every 20 seconds that this
Yeah.
person is the minority. They are gay. And this one's like, yeah, no,
It's
she's
just having,
there.
yeah, but again, even the handshake, it's like they're good friends.
Yeah.
They've known each other for years, and she's
Apparently.
about to go and sacrifice herself.
Yeah, it's
Leia's
a
like,
thank you.
Yeah, Leia's like, I don't want to lose anybody, but she's like, no, you have to have someone pilot the ship. Which again, you could just pilot it probably, but.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, and I think if they were playing it up, they'd probably have her survive, honestly, instead of going out and sacrificing herself for the whole good of the fleet and the galaxy. Probably.
And with Rose, she's a slight. she's average body, maybe even chubby. I guess you can go
Slightly even, yeah.
Like she has a more round face, I would say.
Yeah, she's cute. Honestly, she's
like
not,
May from Overwatch.
Yeah, she's not like super heavy, but she's.
Oh
cute.
my god, I want to see her as May.
That would be perfect, actually.
That'd be so adorable.
That would be great.
Anyway, but she's an engineer woman, so clearly it's SJW. No. Okay. First off, we're not gonna have an engineer who has the fucking body of a model. Even Ray doesn't. Which I'm so happy they don't sex her up. Honestly.
They don't sex any of the women up, honestly.
Actually, they more sex up Kylo.
They do, like, he's shirtless for no reason. Like, that's just the thing. Like, the men are more sexualized than the women.
It's like, you're not gonna have this bodybuilder, and it doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl, or their race. If anything, you could bring up the point of, like, it's racist that the technician is an Asian.
Or something, or it's racist that the Finn who's black was a janitor or something. But then again, these are space Nazis.
Yeah, these are space Nazis who stole him as an orphan. They're not exactly going to be PC.
They're not exactly good people. I mean, and Rose is a technician, but it's like, why can't we have women technician? Or engineers? It's like, she clearly knows her stuff.
Oh no, she's useful, I guess?
Yeah, boo-hoo.
No, women are allowed to do something other than be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Fucking hate this movie.
Yeah, again, but that's just the thing, and that's, again, one of the main reasons I wanted Justin to help me out with this, is because I'm like, am I the only one who's enjoying this? Am I crazy? Or something?
And I had every reason to try to hate this film, and it was like, yeah, I'm having a good time.
It's fine. Like, even the subplots, it's like, yeah, I'm fine with this. Even the parts you thought you would hate, you ended up, it's like, it's fine. Hi, Mr. Moth.
Yeah.
But, go on.
Sorry, I hate flying things.
Oh, really?
I don't mind moths, it's just I hate the flutter noise.
Flutter, okay.
But yeah, I didn't get, like, if you want to explain in the comments why you didn't like Rose, I would happily listen.
If it's reasonable, it's not just like, oh, you're wrong because...
And this happens so much now, and I really hate it, where it's like, in games, they have... It's like, any game that has a woman now, it's like, oh, you're going for SJWs.
Yeah.
No, it's because, guess what, guys? Women can be nerds, too.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Exactly.
But why aren't they, like, all hot? Yeah, you're a fucking stud.
Sure, I was gonna say, yeah, and you have a perfect body, uh-huh.
Oh man, I don't know why supermodels aren't playing games when, there's guys like me.
Right? Man, I'm so good. Right?
Look at this 6-pack. In other words, I drank a 6-pack within the last 2 minutes.
Right? But yeah, again, that's why I'm glad that you enjoyed it as much as you did, because I'm just like, even if you don't like Star Wars, this is still a really solid movie.
It's solid. And I'm not even going to say, like, oh, was heart-pounding action. No,
it was good.
What I look for in a movie is, I don't want to feel like I wasted time. Mm-hmm. I want to be checking the clock, and I want to come out with some emotion other than boredom or anger.
Yeah.
Unless the point was to be angry, like a documentary about shitty things in the world.
No, the point, unless the point is to raise your emotions and get you angry, then yeah.
Be angry because I wasted time.
Yeah.
This film, I walked out and I'm like, that was solid.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't the worst Star Wars movie ever.
Hell, it's even good in the sense of, if you didn't watch the Episode 7...
Yeah.
You can enjoy this film still.
They basically explained everything that needed to be explained. I mean, obviously, like, Han Solo died and you didn't see it, but he's like, what happened to Han? But...
He's dead.
He's dead.
The only thing you wouldn't understand is why Finn was hurt.
Yeah, that's it. Like, the opening of the movie, there's this minor...
Or why they're running, I guess?
Yeah, I guess, too. Like, minor things, but at the same time...
Okay, they're not exactly minor.
Well, you do need a bit of backstory, so, like, even if you didn't see the other movies, at least read what happened, like a synopsis in Force Awakens or something.
Yeah, and you'd be fine.
Yeah, it's even in its own right, it's a good, solid sci-fi movie.
And, which is why I don't get, like, all the... saying this is the worst.
Yeah, like, from a fan... I enjoy it, and from an average person who's never seen Star Wars or is interested...
Okay, I wouldn't say average person. I'd say someone who just likes movies.
Someone who just likes movies and wasn't even...
And even had stigma to hate this film.
Yeah, even you enjoyed it. And it's like, that's why I want to get both sides here, because again, as a fan, and just as a person who loves movies and sci-fi, I enjoyed the shit out of this movie. So...
trying to think if there's other, like, brought up complaints.
Yeah.
Or there's anything to talk about. I will say music was a bit unnoticeable at times.
At times, but
I think Star Wars has made such a sound for itself
Yeah.
that it fades in.
Also fair, but yeah, again, at least it has a distinct theme, unlike a lot of Avengers or modern action movies. You hear it and it's like, oh, that's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like, it has good music, like, it's John Williams, it's an orchestra and stuff. So.
Yeah, like, I'll probably bring this up with Blade Runner. Both films sound the same.
Yeah, they did a really good job with recreating the soundtrack.
Yeah, and it had a distinct sound.
Yeah.
It's fine. Well, it was better than Star Wars, I would say, at times with soundtrack-wise. But
yeah, soundtrack-wise, but yeah, again, it's Star Wars, and again, the theme's so overused, it probably just blends in more.
Yeah.
Well, like, because there was a motive in the first movie, you know, the scene where Rey is going in underground, using the Falcon to shoot and all that.
Mm-hmm.
They used the same, like, upbeat action theme for that as they did in the original when Luke and Han were doing it. It was the bum 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 bum.
Copyright.
Yeah, sorry, I just smoothed my groove, did.
Copyright strike.
Yeah, he actually has gotten copyright strikes.
They made it's a cover.
I know,
Whatever.
But
That's a different
that was the
topic
joke.
altogether.
I'm just explaining that so you got it. But yeah, no. Again, music is great, and while it does blend in, it at least stands out. Like it hits all the right notes.
Okay, I feel like everyone else has gone crazy in a way because it's like, how did you dislike this film?
I was thinking the same thing. It's like I went in this movie hungover, expecting to hate it, and I loved it.
I mean, if you went in, and you were like, I want a really action-packed movie. Sort of like 7 was pretty action-packed.
Which one?
Episode 7.
I was gonna say it was pretty action-packed, but if you're going in like I want like straight up action suspension, you're not gonna. There's a lot of it slows down at times to give character development.
Yeah, this is a very character-driven movie, and it's done great. Honestly,
character moments are done fantastic, and when the action does get hit, it's really rad and well shot. You can understand what's going on great. So
yeah, even the CGI was really good.
Yeah,
which. I mean, most people would be like, "Oh, CGI is fine now. Why? What do you mean?" Like Marvel movies, I don't honestly like CG a lot of the time.
Yeah,
it looks CGI.
Yeah, like there's this whole thing where it's like the uncanny valley, where like you can see like, oh yeah, that looks good, but your brain can still tell that it is in fact CG.
Yeah,
like
and my brain does that a lot.
Yeah,
honestly,
like
I have the eye of the artist.
But
actually, even the Las Vegas scene, I like how some were practical effects, and they even had the further back people were, the more CGI it was.
Well, that's the thing about this this new, I could say, I'll say new trilogy that I really enjoy is they do use a lot of practical effects. Like they use on that island, they actually filmed on that island, and the Millennium Falcon was actually a set and not just a green screen.
Yeah,
like there were a lot of actual, and the throne room was actually a set. So like there were a lot of like it was like it's not probably I wouldn't say it's as good, but it's like Mad Max in that it mixes CG and practical effects really well
to the point where you don't care.
Where you don't care, like, and even if you do see it, it still is to the point where it's like, yeah, that looks great. So
I mean, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I see a CG in a space battle. Of course, they're not gonna do a fucking space battle.
Of course they're not. Yeah, but it still looked really good. Like that's the thing. Like in Star Wars in general, that's the theme. Like even the prequels, which were terrible, the CG still blended in really well.
Yeah, I'll be honest. CG still holds up pretty well.
Yeah,
like not character-wise. I mean background-wise.
Yeah, background-wise, like the actual look of the effects. So yeah, in this movie, they mixed practical and real life really fucking well. So.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else to talk about with this movie.
I was gonna say I don't think there were any major complaints. It was just like, oh, like side story was one of this ruined Luke's character. Rose was SPW.
I'll even give the film this. I kind of want Kylo Ren to become a good guy.
Yeah.
I was like, we're almost there, and then nope, got fucked.
He killed his master, and he's like, yeah, I can rule the fucking galaxy, bitch.
Shit.
Yeah.
And the message of coming to terms with your past, like the scene with Rey accepting that her parents are shitty drunks who left her for money.
And again, I understand if you were kind of pissed off because that was the whole build-up of like last movie and part of this one, but I liked it because, like, again, it was again, powerful that she was, again, the whole theme was, like, letting go of the past, still remembering it, but coming to terms with it and moving on. And I still liked it just because it was, like, because the whole time it's like, oh, she's related to Luke Skywalker or something, but it's like, no, we're actually getting away from this whole Skywalker family legacy thing, and actually she's just a nobody who happened to be strong with the Force. So, yeah, even her, because like the whole time she's looking for her parents, and like as a scene where she's like the trip scene where she's snapping, and it's like I want to see my parents, and it shows herself because she already knows what's happening. And
oh, that scene does make more sense now.
Yeah, because like it's explained that she already knew that her parents were just drunks that sold her for drinking money.
Yeah, because the idea of her parents is literally her own imagination.
Exactly. So now
That's
you see.
Clever.
Yeah, again, why was this movie hated?
What the fuck? Telling story through visuals and visual media? This is bullshit.
Again, it's thought-provoking. Like, you think about it later, it's like, wow, that made a lot of sense.
You're going really high pitch.
Sorry, I was Mickey.
I own Star Wars. It turns out Mickey is the new emperor.
But yeah, again, great movie, great message, good psychological themes, and just enjoyable throughout. So, I don't know if there's anything else I want to say, or if we want to try and wrap it up, or...
I really want to hear if you dislike this film, and I'm glad if you were willing to sit through this hour 30 or so of a podcast and actually hear...
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that. Genuinely.
We do.
So.
If you dislike this movie, you are allowed to. I'm not going to call you an idiot for disliking.
Yeah, because we're better than that. So if you dislike...
If your reasoning is, they brought in SJWs, or there were too many women, I call you an idiot.
Yeah.
Not because you dislike the film, because of that reason is not an actual reason to dislike a film.
But yeah, if you dislike this movie and have a competent argument...
I don't even like to say that. If you can actually explain to me your reason other than just saying, well, this sucked.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, we're willing to see, like, why... Because we're coming from this point, we genuinely don't understand why people hate this movie. Genuinely. Yeah. If you didn't like this movie and have an argument as to why, please tell us.
If you wanted more action, I say go in... No, I would actually say...
If you want to see this movie, you're saying,
No, I mean, if you watch this and you didn't like it because there wasn't enough action, like that was your complaint, go back to the movie and watch it again knowing there's not that much action.
Yeah, knowing there's more slower character developments and stuff.
Because I've done that before with Highlander, actually. The first time I saw it.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah,
I thought it was going to be sword fights. I thought it was going to be badass. Same with the first Mad Max. I was like, oh, it's going to be this. It's going to be a bunch of action. It's not. And I kind of hated it the first time around, but going back to it knowing what I'm going to get, it became a lot better of a film.
Yeah, exactly. So,
because sometimes you're lied to. Like Looper is one main example where trailers show as an action movie when really it's about Bruce Willis killing children.
Yeah,
that's not a spoiler. That's the plot.
That's literally the plot of Looper. But yeah, like go back.
Looper sometime.
We should. But yeah, again, if you go back and rewatch it, give it a chance. And see if you like it then. But if you didn't like it and have an argument why, please tell us. Cause
seriously.
We enjoyed this movie a lot. Like, probably me more so than Justin, but even Justin was like, yeah, this is a great movie. So
this is good, yeah. I'm trying to think in my head if by now in December, if we would be able to get through our first movie wheel.
Probably.
Because if we were, then next year, because again, this is the last podcast of 2018. Hopefully next year is better.
Yeah.
And I don't mean with podcasts. I mean in general with the world. Unless we're all dead by now, then that also could happen.
Just all out nuclear war. Yeah.
If we're done with the wheel, I kind of hope we are, because I think we're halfway through already.
Yeah.
Or at least a fourth.
Yeah, and it's the middle of the year, so we probably will be done.
Yeah, and we're getting back into the swing of things. I don't know what we'll do for next wheel. Because even if we did finish it, we probably did some of the one-off wheels.
Yeah, we probably have more one-offs and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, we might throw in more. Next year, if we're not even done with the first wheel, we're going to probably do one more one-off wheels, which, if we haven't done those, we'll explain later.
Yeah.
I don't have much else to say.
Yeah, Last Jedi was a great movie, and if you're interested in seeing it and are worried about all the negative criticism, just go see it. So it's
even though we did spoil it, we told you to go watch it.
Yeah, at the beginning there's a spoiler warning, so I mean.
And you got to see Cameron get slapped before the spoiler warning.
So there you go.
Cameron,
Yeah.
sync up your slap to the Star Wars theme.
All right, we'll do that. It's the last podcast of the year. Fine. All right, guys. Again, thank you for. I guess it's the end of the year technically, so we'll say thank you for this first year. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching Cinema Roulette. Did we say co-optional?
We might have at one point.
Cinema Roulette. Thank you.
Hold on, wait. I'll give you something to dub over in case we did. Cinema Roulette.
Or if I said Cinema Roulette. But yeah, thank you for watching us for a year. Please stay tuned for next year, and we
hopefully Cameron can stay on schedule. We won't be weekly. I think
we'll change it for weekly to maybe bi-weekly at most.
Or we could just do when it's done.
Fair. You could do Gravity Falls and just release it when it's done. That's true. So,
yeah.
Yeah, we'll do one or two. But yeah, thank you guys, genuinely. So
yeah, anyone who has been watching, especially Goober.
Thank you, Goober. You've been our number one fan.
You Aussie fuck.
What?
You Aussie fuck.
In case you don't know, we thanked him at the end of the first one. Goober has been a constant fan because Justin told him about it a little bit beforehand, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I watched this." And he's like, "Watch it." I was like, "Oh, I liked it." So, yeah. And he's a real chill dude. And there's this running joke. It's like, "Man, Goober's so mad."
Anytime Cameron doesn't upload on time,
he's like, "Dude, Goober's so mad." He told me, "Yeah, bro, it's fine." Oh, he's so fucking pissed at you.
I hope you enjoyed the reviews. Again, sorry for not doing them.
Yeah, again,
live record.
We've had
this movie. We probably already talked about it. It hurt.
It physically. We were going to record more live action stuff, but we needed a solid break from that.
And because we also had a con the week we recorded this.
Yeah, we were tired from the con too.
Yeah, so. Thursday was when we watched Your Name, and we were going to record more. We also recorded something that hopefully is up on my channel by this point.
Yeah.
On the same day.
Black Lagoon might not be up by now, but probably will be.
I hope it's up.
Otherwise, they'll slap me to the Black Lagoon theme.
I'll get multiple slaps. Don't worry, different pitches.
Oh wait, that was an A, not a C. There we go. Yeah. Again, he slaps really hard.
Dude.
We haven't established that. I know we have, but unintentionally, he slaps really hard.
If we went to a con and friends were like, "Hey, can you slap me?" Wait, can I get arrested for that? Can someone press charges if I slap them too hard?
I'm not gonna press charges against you.
No, I meant because just completely off topic.
That's fine. It's the last episode of the year. Fuck it.
There's a fight scene in Red vs. Blue.
Yeah.
Where did you ever get to someone named Griffin? No, Griffin is the voice actress.
Yeah.
Tex.
Yeah, I got to Tex.
Okay, there's a fight scene with Tex, and they're going through teleporters, and she punches the orange guy. I forget their names at the moment. It's been
a long time since we watched Red vs. Blue.
Punches him in the nuts, and literally people would go up to the voice actress and ask to be punched in the balls during a convention. So I'm like, what if people ask me to slap them?
No, don't do it.
Could I have charges pressed against me?
Maybe. Even if the person's willing, the family might be like, "Oh, well, you slapped our daughter," or something.
Well, I would hope I wouldn't hit them hard enough to fucking cause physical damage.
No, you wouldn't, but it would still hurt.
I will slap your ass. Men and women, don't worry.
Can you slap my baby?
Yes.
Yes.
I will punt that baby for $10.
And you stating on camera that I'm not legally...
Sign this waiver?
Sign this waiver and please tell for the camera.
I would do it only in crayon.
We're terrible people.
I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, most of the fan base now thinks we're terrible people because we liked the movie.
Because we liked Star Wars. Man, God forbid we enjoyed a movie.
Yeah, I don't like getting mad at people for liking something.
Yeah.
Unless it's offensive.
Unless it's like something offensively bad, yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean I don't like dark humor. I just talk about drop kicking a baby.
Yeah, like It's just that like when it gets to the point where it's literally you're doing it like you're like it's rape obviously to like it's basically exploiting that.
Yeah.
That's when we're like, okay, no.
I want to make a school shooting simulator. Anyway, it's the end here. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you next year, guys. Thank you so much. So.
Hey. Hopefully, maybe another on camera one.
Yeah.
Because I think this one went a lot better than Nice Guys.
Yeah.
At least we got to shoot camera.
At least, yeah, that was fun. So it's just
No, it wasn't. You hated it.
the beginning, yes, but what, the moth?
Yeah, the moth landed, so maybe. No. It doesn't look like a moth. It looks like a beetle.
Is it beetle? Okay.
A flying beetle thing.
Flying beetle.
Anyway.
Big bad beetle barks.
Next show on Cinema Roulette.
Want to try it again?
Cinema Roulette. The next show will be Big Bad Beetleborgs.
No.
We're not sitting through
We're not
two
sitting
hard
through-
episodes of that.
Oh my god, I forgot that was 200 fucking episodes.
I think it's only like 100, but still, it's fucked up.
Still, the fact it lasted that long is insane.
Look that up.
Look it up if you're morbidly curious.
If you want to see a camera go like this.
The whole time.
Also, again, if you haven't seen this movie, watch it.
Watch
Watch
your
it.
name. Watch it. We're gonna say that again, even though we probably said it in the review.
I don't care.
Watch it. Watch it.
I don't think we watched any movies in this month that we would say don't watch.
No, all the ones we watched were really good. So
I think for 2049, I probably said to
maybe
You
it would have
need-
been cut out.
you need to be very specific. If you are very specifically into this,
Yeah,
because it's a niche film.
it is, and I can see why it failed.
I'm hungry. We should probably. Okay, we ended it. Bye.
Okay, guys, bye for real.
Lol,
this time.
bye.
So, see you next year.